Hello. This is Adrienne Obey, Capricorntigress of Astrology. I look inside and all the other things I do, like Women United and brainstorming with Adrienne and BWP. I do so much anymore. But here's the thing. I wanted to come and make this video, and I woke every day when I wake up. I seem to wake up with things on my mind, things that I want to say, and things I want to get off my chest. And today I was, as I was doing my makeup today, I was thinking about the man that I had married and, why it seems to be so hard to get over what had happened. And I don't know if it's that it's hard. I think it's just processing time that I need, because it was a long relationship. Oh, I need to put some lotion on these elbows. But the thing is that I think, as I look back on it now, I really don't think it was a truthful relationship ever. I always had the feeling, even from the very beginning, that this person got into the relationship with me for the wrong reason. And I couldn't prove it at first. I used to accuse him of being in cahoots with another woman who was actually married, but I used to think that they had like a secret affair, or they were doing like duping me, like it was like something to get me back or stab me in the back. I've had enemies a lot in my life, and I used to think that, and he finally had gotten me to the point where, one, I believed that he actually loved me. Two, that I thought that we were a couple and we were going to be together forever. He married me and everything. And I thought, okay, we're together. He loves me. We're going to make this real. And there was something that he had said to me, actually on several occasions. And now that I think about it, especially, when you reflect back, now I realize, oh my God, what was I in? There was something that he said, and he said it more than what he said it every time he came to visit. And I say visit because I married a man who only came to visit me. I spent less than 8 weeks with the man after marriage. I kid you not. So whenever he would come, and we would spend our time together, if I woke up, sometimes I would wake up and he would be looking at me or something, or holding me or whatever. And he would say things like, oh, it feels so good. How was it he put it? He's like, it feels good to have someone in my arms, or that trusts me, or someone who trusts to sleep next to me. Or it was something about being able to trust falling asleep and waking up in the arms of this man. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, even at the time that it was being said, it freaked me out, because I thought, well, you're my husband. Why wouldn't I feel comfortable sleeping next to my husband? Like, even though he was not always there, I thought I knew him. I thought I thought I could trust him. But now that I think about it, when those words, this is coming from a man, obviously, who had other women not trust him to sleep next to him, or sleep next to them, for whatever reason. Was he in multiple relationships during during the whole time? And there were other women who would maybe slap him or say, don't come near me, or don't, you know what I'm saying? This guy convinced me he was only with 6 women, and that he would never in a million years cheat because he had been cheated on, and that he was, 100% there, like as a person. But now that I look back on it and I know about things like covert narcissism and stuff like that, and sociopaths and stuff. And one time I remember we took a test and it came back he was a sociopath, and I couldn't understand that either. Like, then I'm thinking, you're such a nice guy. Why would you get sociopath? Well, I think I was with either someone with multiple personality, or that person was just a figment. He was not real. I mean, whoever I had fallen in love with and married was an image that, a game maybe almost to this person that was being played. This was not the real person. So when he was with me, he had to remember the game, like, because he probably is playing a whole different game in England, or maybe, you know, I remember once he went to Spain, he probably had multiple people, I'm sure. I think about it now, and it makes my skin crawl that this guy was saying, oh, it feels so good to have you wake up to me and, you know, be comfortable and, like, love me. Like, oh, what the hell did you do before? Like, why wouldn't a woman who loved you want to not wake up next to you? This is the stuff that's been on my mind, because I realized I was in something I don't quite understand, and I might never understand it. I definitely will never understand the man I was married to. And I think there's a mixture of narcissism and sociopathy and psychopathy going on, but I don't know enough. I keep I watch different things, and I've been, you know, following different people who have like PhDs and MDs and stuff on this stuff. And I realized, because he was an alcoholic, which he never admitted to, but he was, that a lot of this is, you know, part of that, like, you know, whatever that is. So, either way, I will say this. I wanted to record these things because these are the things that are going to cross my mind. And if I ever write a book, or if anything untoward should happen to me, I want you to know that I married a man that I never knew. I never knew him, ever, really. In 5 years' time, I bet we spent less than 3 or 4 months together in actuality, because of the timing. He would come for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. And so I feel, even now, that the thing that makes it hard for me, one, my attempt at an annulment didn't go through, so I got to try again. I'm going to try again for an annulment, because I don't know the person, and it doesn't seem fair that I should have to go through and you know, an actual divorce. This is not, who is this guy? I don't know this guy. Who is it? I can't even contact this person to say, you know, hello, where do I send the divorce? I can't. I don't know this person. I don't know them. I don't know anyone they know, really. I knew some people he connected me to on the Facebook, but they have long since unfriended me because of him, right? Or I blocked him as well. I don't know this person. I don't know him. We have no connection whatsoever. He talks to me not. We communicate not. We have nothing in common whatsoever. And I question now the validity of the marriage in its entirety. I almost wonder if this is a person who may not have multiple wives. Because what he was saying, like, the way he acted sometimes is that I wasn't really just the only wife, or that there might have, like, I don't know. I never felt secure in that relationship, ever. Ever. I used to say things like, I don't trust you. I'm never going to trust you. I don't trust nobody. The feelings of not trusting other people was so high in that relationship, because there was always this quiet secret that was never expressed nor shared with me. There was probably a secret person that was never expressed or shared with me. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, I've taken Benadryl. I'm dealing with things. So, you know, I think about that. I'm like, this person that I was married to was actually a figment of my imagination. He was some guy we knew on Facebook, right? Most of the people who knew him. But we only knew what he wanted us to see. We don't know him. I never got to know him. He never let me, really. So, I feel that I have more than enough, I feel, a right to get an annulment. I mean, and if I get a divorce, I feel like I don't even know. It's just, I don't even know the guy. I don't even know how I would contact him. I don't know anything about this person at all. For all I know, he's already married. Who knows? I don't know him. Don't know him. I have nothing in common with that guy. Nothing. I don't even know how we got together. Really, truly. Because there's nothing there. Everything was a lie. So it's hard to build a solid foundation with anybody if everything that you're doing is a lie. I mean, there's got to be some of the real you in there, right? Because you got to... right. Anyway. I think the thing that makes me most frightened about getting serious with someone now is the idea that I'm just meeting their representative and I'm not meeting the real person yet again. And that scares me. And so I've, that's not a focus in my life. Not really. Yeah. No. I will always forever remember that I was completely and totally duped. And I think whenever he would say things about, oh, it feels so good to have you trust me or to sleep next to me so soundly. It was something like that. Like, you sleep next to me so soundly. It feels so good that you trust me. And it makes me feel so uncomfortable now when I look back on it and reflect it, because I'm thinking, oh my God, are you saying I might not have been able to trust you? Like, I was sleeping next to someone who could have harmed me in some way, and I just didn't know. Nothing will take away that eerie, yucky, scary feeling that you get when you realize that you slept next to the enemy the entire time. And you don't even know them. And they could have harmed you. And the reason you're not harmed is probably because of God's protection. Anyway, you guys, I just had to get this off my chest because I don't know if I'm going to be writing a book or what I'm doing. But my daughter told me to write about my story. And I'm documenting when these thoughts come up, because these are the things that are eerie. And if I were to write a story, even if I fictionalize it, I would definitely put something in this, like this in it, because it was so eerie. So now that I think back on it, I get chills. Like, ew. Why shouldn't I have been able to sleep in the arms of my husband? Like, and were there women out there other than me who were afraid to sleep in the arms of my husband? Like, what the heck? Why would this man even have this thought if he only had been with 6 women? Where would that have come from, Steve? This is how I know that's a lie. A man who's only been with 6 women, and he hadn't been with the last one supposedly for like 2 years before I got with him, would never even have that in his mind. Unless he had been going around sleeping with other women who were either slapping him or saying you didn't feel comfortable sleeping in the bed with. I hope you understand where I'm coming from with this. This is something that should not even have been up on the mind of a married man who had been with a woman for over 5 years. Or 4, right? So when I think back on it, I feel eternally grateful that I survived my husband's last few trips here. Yeah. I feel blessed that I made this last trip, especially, that I survived that. I do. I feel very blessed. And, because you imagine if this man was actually not in love with me the whole time, or at least for an amount of time that I would not even be able to calculate, he may have never actually been in love with me. His reasons for marrying me obviously weren't really truly love. They were something he has, expressed in his mind as love, but that's not love. You don't fall out of love like that. You just don't. And it was like in a way that doesn't make any sense. It's not like I had been there with him. I'm here. He's there. He fell out of love with me while I was here and he was there. See, that doesn't make sense either. Doesn't make sense. When you stop and think about it, everything that happened doesn't make sense unless he was a liar and a cheater and an adulterer. And or just a fake. Either way, I demand my annulment. I want an annulment. And I'm going to fight for it. Because I don't believe this man truly married me. I think it was all just like a joke or something. I don't know. Even now, I get goosebumps about it. It's scary. And maybe I recorded this so I can send it to the people who do the annulments here in town so that they can understand, like, please help me to get out of any connection with this person in any form because they scare me and I don't know them. So, I loved him. I loved whoever I thought he was. But I don't think that person is real. And the more I'm learning about narcissists and sociopaths and how they operate, I might never be able to find that person, nor can he, because, he no longer is that person. He's probably created a whole new persona based on the new relationship he's in or whatever he had to do to get his needs met there. And for all I know, the man's not even in England. I don't know this person. I guess I can't even say this enough. I only know the false face in the story that this person sold me. And I wish that they could understand. I never once got to go to England to verify any of his story. I know him not. And so I hope that I'm able to get these things taken care of. Anyway, I'm going to get going. I just wanted to document all of these things. Much love to anyone who has got to listen to this, and let's hope all of my fears are just, unwarranted fears, and that none of this is an issue that I would ever have to consider in reality. Okay. Much love and light to you all. I'm going to say this. My biggest fear is that man came, and I think he may have a copy of my house key. That scares me more than anything, because I don't want him coming to my home and trying to get into my home for any reason. Now, luckily, they keep the outside gates and doors shut down. But, who knows? It's a very scary thing. No one should ever have to feel that way. And the idea that he said those words to me makes me believe that he has other scared people out there. And that's what scares me now. Anyway, just documenting. Bye now.